ages for over 400 years. The Hebrew gods were outraged by this brutal rule. To punish the Egyptian pharaoh and avenge the 400,000 Hebrews, Hebrew gods decided to send 10 plagues to Egypt. Soon, the first disaster came quietly from the Nile. Suddenly the fishermen who were still working were attacked by giant crocodiles. Countless beasts emerged from the water and slaughtered people. Every person dragged into the water becomes a meal for the crocodiles. In an instant, no fisherman working on the river survived. From then on, no one dared to set foot on the Nile. However, this was only the beginning of the 10 plagues. The second disaster was all the fish that lived in Egyptian waters. In the morning, fish carcasses on the river's surface covered the entire river. The scarlet blood eventually contaminated all of Egypt's water resources. Not only were the creatures that lived in the water exterminated, the water flowing into the farmlands also destroyed the food that the people worked so hard for. This was a very painful blow to the proletariat. For this reason, the pharaoh made rituals to ask the gods to
He'll have his thug courtisan do his dirty work, but he won't pass up on the chance for a good gloat and a monologue.
So, private space, kill room decor.
Exactly. We won't get another shot at this. Now sit down and blend in. When I provide a distraction,
the sleeping queen
you
is
just
suddenly
be ready
awakened
to
by
move.
frogs. Countless frogs have taken over the entire room. The frogs, deprived of water, soon die in every corner of human habitation, leading to an even more heinous fourth disaster. The rotting bodies of the frogs create a haven for flies to feed on. Flies began to swarm into human dwellings. Not only was scarce meat consumed by the contamination, but the swarms of flies also attacked the humans. A black cloud of flies swept over most of the human space. Even the air was filled with a disgusting stench that was hard to breathe. The pharaoh called an emergency meeting in the Great Hall. The ministers thought that if they survived this wave of natural disasters, the flies would die a natural death like the frogs. But before the fourth disaster had fully dissipated, the fifth disaster began to spread rapidly from the human race. A sudden plague killed and injured the Egyptian people overnight. Not only did the virus spread quickly, but it also festered the skin of everyone, including those of the royal family and nobility. They got a white horse from the Hebrews. The white horse had a message that the disaster would not end, but would worsen. If 400,000 Hebrews could be released to go home, it would solve all the disasters. Everyone thought it was the will of God, but the Egyptian pharaoh didn't believe in any gods at all.
And
He
Corvo,
thought he was God.
make it
Not only
for
did he
two.
not release all the
Just
Hebrews, but he doubled
improvise.
their workload. Pharaoh took out all his anger on the Hebrews. This undoubtedly angered the Hebrew gods again and sent a sixth
bird
disaster on them. All
You
the
rolled
livestock
out the
in
red
Egypt
carpet
suddenly
just
died
for
a
me.
violent death. The
Don't.
people could hardly
You
breathe as a
shouldn't
result
have.
of the successive
So
plagues.
confident,
Even the
even
Egyptian
defeat.
pharaoh's beloved horses
suppose
were
you're
not
not used to
spared.
danger,
The grief-stricken
always safe
pharaoh
behind your
again called in the
screens.
sorcerers to explain the
Just tell me
disaster,
one
but these
thing
sudden
before we
calamities
part
were...
ways.
Why me?
Welcome back to Movie Recaps. Today I will show you an
Why would
action,
Edwards
drama,
trust
sci-fi
you?
film from 2009 titled Knowing.
It will keep me
Spoiler
awake at
thing.
nights, and I'm
Watch
65.
out and take care.
I get up 4
The
times to
year is
piss as it
1959.
is.
Oh, it's simple,
Lucinda
really.
is in the yard of her
Edwards
school,
is
but
proud.
unlike the other students,
He
she's
considers
in trouble.
himself the cleverest
The
man
teacher,
alive,
Miss
and
Taylor,
yet we tricked
calls
him
the
on
children
Isle
back
of
to the
Scale,
classroom,
and
but
it's
she
eating
doesn't
him
hear.
up.
When
He
they
needs to
settle in the
win.
classroom, Miss
Full,
Taylor tells the class
unequivocal
of Lucinda's
victory.
idea for the time capsule.
My
and they've chosen
recruitment
the one
was
they'll
just
do.
the feather in his
She
cap.
tells the children
By
to
the
draw
way,
something, but
you
when
write
she comes
about
to
one
collect
thing.
Lucinda's work, she sees the girl scribbling down numbers like
Yeah.
she's possessed.
I'm all
The teacher grabs her
ears.
paper.
Turns out this If it's any consolation, Dawn,
But the second
your
time
instincts were dead on.
the girl is gone.
I
They
will be
search for her
constant
well
now.
into the night, Miss
And I
Taylor
will make
finds
it
her
my
hiding in the
mission
closet.
to tear down Providence
Because she's been
by
scratching her.
brick.
Lucinda keeps begging Miss Taylor to make her
Finish
voices
it.
in her head stop. 50 years later, John is looking at the telescope and tells
Such
his
a
son,
good
Caleb, to come and take a look
boy.
at that. Before that, found life on other planets, but John tells him that it's just us for now. However, when Caleb asks how many planets can potentially host life, John explains the Goldilocks zone idea.
Well done,
But
47.
the boy already knows.
Better get rid of the body.
Caleb runs to
Won't be
his
long
room to
before they
watch
come
TV,
looking.
and John comes in later to tell him
When you're done,
just black
meet me on the
mark.
door.
Caleb
It's
reminds
fine.
him that it's the 50th
Oh,
anniversary
and
of
dress
the school, and he
appropriately.
won't have any classes. John tells Caleb that by just as he didn't include the idea of an afterlife, which is a sensitive subject for the boy of the previous year. Before John leaves, he tucks Caleb in and tells him that he loves him. Later, he drinks himself to sleep while thinking about his wife. John works at MIT as a professor of astrophysics. The lecture he is giving reflects the main philosophical problem of the film, the subject of randomness versus determinism in the universe. He goes back to the idea of the Goldilocks zone with his students to explain the two sides of the argument, the one being the side of order and purpose, and the other that of
47 signature suit with gloves.
John says he believes that stuff just happens. His friend, Phil, the cosmologist, tells him that he hit the students with a heavy subject for a Monday, then walks him out, chatting about some date he wants to set him up with. Suddenly, John remembers his son's ceremony in school and arrives there a bit late, but still catches Ben singing in the school choir. Later, Miss Taylor cuts the ribbon to the time capsule and they take it out of the room. When they open it, she is the one to divide the envelopes among the children. Miss Taylor hands Caleb the envelopes and the boy goes aside to open them. The moment he does the numbers, he notices a mysterious figure looking at him, while hearing whispers in his ear. That night, John is doing the dishes when the boy asks him if he can go to a sleepover at a friend's house that weekend, and John says that he'll think about it. He notices that the boy has taken Lucinda's work and tells him to return it the next day. After his son has fallen asleep watching a video of his mom, John goes back to the kitchen and takes another look at the numbers. He writes a sequence on a whiteboard because it feels familiar. John blocks out the date, September 11, 2001 in a second number, 2,996 from it. He researches the tragedy of 9/11 and sees that there were 2,996 victims. John copies the numbers to a whiteboard and begins checking for other dates. He notices a pattern of dates and victims that stand for catastrophes that have transpired over the last 50 years. The next day, John goes to tell Phil about his theory regarding Lucinda's sequence of numbers. John is aware of how he sounds like but still explains what he imagines about the dates of every major global disaster, except for the last one. The first of the unaccounted numbers states that the next day 81 people will die in a tragedy. Phil says that it sounds crazy and no matter how angry John gets, he tells him that it's easy to find what you want in sequences of numbers. He argues for that statement by pointing out the uncircled numbers on the screen. John gets upset with him and leaves, then goes to talk to Miss Taylor. She tells him about Lucinda, and the day they buried the time capsule is the day when she found her scratching at the door. Miss Taylor says they never found out what the numbers meant. John asks her if she can tell him where to find Lucinda, but she tells him that Lucinda passed away years ago. Back at his house, John is still trying to figure out the details surrounding the envelopes when Caleb gets a strange visit while he's playing. The same mysterious figure appears in a car and gives the boy a black stone. John sees the transaction from the window and runs out to stop it. But
see that guy over there?
John's sister scares him half to death when she comes to visit the two of them. She's worried about them and offers to babysit him when John wants to go out sometime.
47.
John knows that she was sent there by his parents with whom he has a difficult relationship, especially with his dad. After some vigil, he finds out that no one died on the road.
It's
An
done.
officer tells him to get
Now
back to
what?
his car when suddenly an airplane comes
Now
plummeting from the sky and
we
crashes
strike at
down
the
in the
heart.
neighboring field. John immediately runs toward
Edwards.
the burning debris, without
You know
regard
how to
for his
find
own
him,
safety,
don't you?
trying to help the people from
Why,
the plane.
Edwards finds
He
you,
extinguishes
47.
one man when another part
He
of
is
the vessel
untraceable,
explodes,
and he
then
never
goes
lets
over
you
to help a
forget it.
screaming woman,
He
who
is
runs away in a
cocky,
panic.
and that
John
will be his
doesn't manage to save a
downfall.
burning man, but pulls out
What's
another
the
one
plan?
from the plane debris
Too
when
many
paramedics
eyes.
arrive and get
Meet
him
me at
away
the
from
Olive Grove at sunset.
He comes back home to
One
his
last
sister listening to the
tango,
news about
47.
the accident that took 81 lives. She sends Caleb upstairs so she could talk to John, but he just goes up to sleep. Caleb is worried about him and asks him what's going on, aware that something bad has happened, but John doesn't know what to tell his son. Later, Phil comes over to check up on him and they talk about the numbers again. John doesn't think it's an accident that he was there at that moment, and Phil begins to believe that the numbers might mean something, but still isn't fully convinced. There are two more numbers in the sequence that John thinks stands for accidents that are about to happen, as a kind of warning mentor. The child screams in terror, and John finds him crying on the floor, thinking he had a bad dream, but sees the figure outside and runs after him, telling him to stay away. The following morning, John finds Lucinda's home and sees her daughter and granddaughter leave the house. He follows them with Caleb to a natural history museum, and once
How
they
did
get
you know?
inside, he tells Caleb to make friends
Your
with the
deal.
granddaughter, Abby.
That
John
kind of
uses
power
that as a way
always
to talk
comes
to
with a
Lucinda's
price.
daughter, Diana,
What's
and asks the
yours?
two of them to join him and Caleb for a drink
think
at the
you
museum
know.
cafe. As the kids play, the two of them chat a bit, until John decides to tell Diana why he wanted to talk to her.
I
John
am
asks
sorry.
Diana if her mother had some
This is
kind
a
of
necessary
ability
evil.
gift and tells her that his son went
What
to the same school as her
have
mother,
you done?
where he found the paper.
Ether
He
Brown's
thinks that there are people
neurotoxin
like her mother who
transfers
see things
by
happening
touch.
before they actually do.
See, Edwards
Diana
learns
gets
by
upset
his
and calls
mistakes,
for Abby.
47.
So John tells her
And
about the
as
plane
you've clearly
accident and how the date
demonstrated,
and location
brute
were
force
listed on it.
is futile.
John wants to
It had
prevent
to be
whatever
me.
will happen tomorrow and again on the 19th
It was the
of
only
October.
way.
He wants her help.
To get This
Diana will have
close.
nothing of it and leaves with Abby.
My family.
John follows her out again and begs for
I know
her
what
help
you
because
did.
he thinks that it all has something to
After
do with
all
Caleb,
these years,
putting him in some sort
I
of danger.
finally know.
She tells him that she can't help. That night, John looks through the instructions for the gun he bought.
You
and
didn't
hears
have a
news report
choice.
about a possible
I
terrorist
did.
plot to bomb one of the major
Providence used you, but
Meanwhile, a
I'm
group
no
of
better.
mysterious figures looks over
all
the
I
house
saw
in
was
the
a blank slate,
John
a
finds the
weapon to
location of the
wield.
numbers and goes to
I
his
told
station.
myself it was what you needed, but people aren't meant to be controlled.
Early next morning, John drops off Caleb at his sister's
This
place and says goodbye to the boy.
Is a
His
kindness.
sister hugs him, aware that he
Goodbye,
is telling her everything, and John tells
Agent.
her not to let Caleb watch the news. Next, he goes into New York to see if the FBI has done anything about what he John sees an officer and asks about it, but suddenly more officers chase after him, thinking he's a potential perp. He runs away into the crowded subway when he sees a man looking suspicious. John chases after him, and they both get on the subway train. The subway security gets a call from the police about John, and they start chasing after the two of them as well. The crazy chase continues inside the crowded subway train when John sees a woman with a baby and tells her to get off the train. They get to the back of the car where there is no place to go anymore as the security steps inside the car as well. John tells them that they have to stop the guy who's trying to get out of the train. When the man turns around, stolen DVDs fall out of his coat, so he says that he won't do it again and give those back. The doors close and the train begins to move. Suddenly, another train in the same subway line gets off the tracks and hurls toward John's train. He sees it coming and screams for the people to move back and get out before it hits. The runaway train wreaks havoc on the entire subway, smashing through poles and people, eventually stopping on the stairs. Firemen are seen leading people out of the subway station, and John comes out of the chaos, burdened by the fact he couldn't save the people or prevent the tragedy from happening. After he picks up Caleb from his sisters, John comes home to find Diana waiting for them there with Abby. Caleb brings the girl inside the house, and Diana immediately tells John what her mother has told her about October the 19th. She says that Lucinda used to talk about the date all the time because she was convinced it would be the day Diana will die. In the next shot, we see the four of them driving to Lucinda's house. The kids are asleep in the back, so Diana can openly share that she doesn't want to believe that anyone can predict her future. Moreover, she doesn't want to know what her future holds. John tells her about the fire that killed his wife, and when he saw the date on the page, he instantly wondered if he had gotten it 1 year earlier. Would he have been able to change what happened? His reason behind trying to stop the tragedies from happening is knowing that he would have been able to help her. He thought they did anything that isn't 33, but an E written back sick for clippings. They could see sit up afterward talk pleasant ball still, Abby. Caleb and finds him writing though and went from her grandmother to tell them that the figures said they could come with them if they chose to. John sees one of the figures and goes after him through the woods, but when he finds him, he has a very unpleasant experience with him.
Are you
They get
still
back to John's
here?
house, and both he and Diana think that the figures have been following them for days. John tells her that Lucinda could see the end of everything, but she doesn't believe
Still
him.
clinging on to your
She's afraid for her
self-image.
daughter, and so is John. The following morning, John comes up
Agent
to Abby, who's holding a
47,
picture from her grandmother's
the
house, and when he
apex
sees it, he
predator.
gets an idea he needs to check at the observatory. When they get there, Phil follows him to a lab where John looks for his research on solar flares. John thinks that the numbers are a warning to everyone about a solar superflare that can wipe out all living things from the planet. He thinks that the appropriate institutions already know, and the announcement will come soon. John wonders how he is supposed to stop the end of the world and tells Phil to go home.
Always hiding behind the
Diana
headlines.
thinks that if they go underground, they might have a chance, so she suggests some underground caves where she used to play as a child. John agrees, and in the next scene,
Was
they are back in the house,
perfection
packing some
its
boxes.
own
He
justification?
opens his wife's present to him and finds a locket with
Or a
picture
willful
of himself.
distraction?
Next, he calls his dad to say goodbye and to tell him about becoming
A wall built contract by contract
Then he will go and won't try
to shield you from the uncomfortable truth.
John goes to fetch Caleb and finds him writing numbers down. When he takes away the
You're exactly the tool they bred you to be.
When he takes away his pen, Caleb scratches on it. Suddenly, John gets the idea to look for the door to Caleb.
Quite a piece of work you
He
are.
breaks into the school, unhinges the door, and takes it back to the house.
How could you possibly function on your own?
Tells her that they're not going
You never even had a name.
John thinks that the
Until I gave you one.
location where they need to go. Meanwhile,
That's him.
gets and drives away with them.
Burnwood never ceases to surprise me.
John finds the location.
You really are a most singular individual. And to think, she wanted me to put you down. Lucky for you, I never throw away anything useful.
She stops at a gas station, and while
Prepare
she
the
listens to
serum.
emergency broadcast on the TV, Caleb calls John.
Forgetting's not so bad. You've done it before.
For taking Caleb. He tells her that the numbers are the location of her
What's he doing? Is he still looking at us?
I'm afraid so. Poor sap just won't accept his days are done.
Perhaps I should take him out to the woods and set him free.
Oh, it's a classic.
He was a loyal tool. But everything goes the way of the horse and cart eventually.
I couldn't agree more.
Are you done?
John sees tire tracks and follows them into the woods to
The toxins are playing into your fears. Don't let them.
Caleb runs out to him and tells him that he's okay when more.
Come on. Gotta get your head straight.
But his son says they need to go with the figures. Abby appears, telling John that they won't hurt them. The kids tell him that the figures have been protecting them the entire time. The message they sent ahead was to prepare the way. Caleb and Abby are part of the chosen ones that get to be saved by the aliens. Suddenly, a massive alien spacecraft appears in the sky.
She wants me dead.
She has every right to after what we did. But that's not what is really going on.
She chose power. In the end, she was just like them.
No. She found a way to turn Edward's own cleverness against him. The rest is up to you.
I don't know how.
You do know.
More than one ship can be seen leaving Earth and taking the chosen ones to some unknown corner of the universe.
Once you dispose of Edwards, I will dismantle Providence from the top down. It will finally be over. All you have to do is embrace the past.
Watch out and take care. Construction work being done on top of the map. Two men are talking about something.
Providence members may be eliminated, so that means I can kill anyone I want. Bet.
Sir, we have produced a fresh sample of the serum. Yeah, the exact specs from the lab in Johannesburg. A dosage is on its way to your car as requested.
We need to find a catchy name for it. For when we go commercial, I mean.
You figure this thing has commercial applications? Who'd want to have their minds wiped?
Not wiped, obviously. But that's just fine-tuning. Okay, right now the serum erases long and short-term memory banks wholesale. But in a couple of cycles, we'll be able to isolate the effect to individual memories. Imagine if you could pluck out childhood traumas, ugly breakups.
You gotta be kidding me. Stop choking that person. I'm gonna take you down. Ether Corporation bought this train for sample backup storage. But since the bombing of their R&D site in Johannesburg, they refitted it.
Shit! HITMAN!
Move it. Get him while he's busy.
They're listening to the news on the radio, saying that there have been more impacts than others are expected, which might take out entire cities or even cause an extinction level event in the door to the barcode they receive. Once inside, they are given wristbands for personal identification and are told to move all their things into one smaller bag. Suddenly, they realize the insulin remaining in the car. Ally goes to tell the soldiers about her husband, but tells them about the boy's diabetes and causes a problem. She's taken to a superior officer that informs her that someone with a chronic condition can't be on the plane. Ally tries to reason with her, but she gets turned down. She and her son get escorted out of the base. Meanwhile, John comes back and is headed toward the planes looking for them, unaware of what is happening. John boards one of the planes that's about to take off and tries to reach Ally, but can't. One of the passengers there sees the insulin and tells him about the rules regarding chronic illnesses. John panics and asks to leave the plane. Suddenly, the base gets breached and the people start shooting toward the military. The plane that John was existing has a fuel leak, so he tells everyone to get out and run to it. The plane explodes and causes a chain reaction. John finds out about his family being rejected, as the two of them are already back at the car. Nathan is already low on insulin. The chaos in front of the base continues, so John takes a while to get back at the car too. Once there, he finds a message from Ally that she's taking
The Ether Corporation bought this train.
No! Don't get...
Need assistance!
Hey, security guy, hold up just a minute. Bollocks! Yeah.
At the first stop, as they are showing the wristbands, the boy tells the soldier that those people are not his parents and the soldier gets them escorted away, taking him inside. Later, Ally gets... The nurse says she'll help Ally find a military transport to the Honda City. He checks the nursery.
Oh no! Take him down! Take him!
They stop for a blockade.
Hey, assistance! Don't let
we supposed to... You alright, man? Huh?
Could I get the Cheez-It snack mix thing? And I won't complain.
Sir?
Mom, I want the Cheez-It snack mix ones. Yes, you do. I saw them.
Right. That's low vis out
flesh.
Everything under control? Orson here had one of his feelings.
Everything's on rails. Now move aside. I have a message for the boss.
Yeah? Mr. Awake yet?
Oh, he's up and about.
Over here, please.
I want the cheese snack mix.
You find it.
Someone find me some.
No, we don't know where it is. That's what we're telling you. You're demanding me to get you some out of fucking house.
Stop cursing, bruh. I'm streaming over here. Can I get some ice cream? It's about to go old either way. No, I want ice cream. Since you guys can't find it. No, I want the ice cream. No, Sierra, you're not my mom. I want ice cream, Mom. But I do want ice cream, Mom. Ice cream is God. Mom, ice cream is God. Can't I say things? Mom, ice cream is God is good. God is great. God is... God, I want ice cream. What I say? Okay. As soon as I'm done this, it's about to be done. Oh. God is good. God is great.
You sure?
Can't Mom do it?
No, because I'm not doing that. It's too cold.
Fuck that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pretty with any
Second thoughts. Perhaps we understand each other after all. Go on then. Free yourself. Lucas Gray was haunted by his humanity. But freedom from choice is also freedom. Everything is so much simpler in black and white.
No! 47! No! Oh! I shouldn't have clicked that button. But this is the true ending. This Hitman 3 takes place before Hitman 1, so technically this is the true ending.
My friend. I will take care of you now. All will be well.
What did I do to myself?
Wake up. Wake up, my friend.
It's
the dawn of a new day, and you have things to do.
Oh my. God is good! God is great! God is good! God is great! Good! God is great! Aisha Speed is gay. He's always like, hey yo, I suck toes. Hey yo, I suck toes. No, Aisha Speed does. I could look it up right now. Hey yo, I suck toes. Hey yo, I suck toes.
Hey, what is that thing when Mom, look at Kelly! Ada!
What?
What's that thing?
Hey!
When I
Huh.
is who's betting
Messy. See, he said I suck toes. Hey, you all 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 suck toes. Man is actually low-key gay. Hey, you all suck toes. Yeah, I suck toes. Do you suck toes? That I have to start over this whole. I just stand there and get shot. Oh, look at that, Greg! Greg, get me the hell out of here. Oh, he got the pistol. Ooh. Greg, you got this. Okay guys, that was the end of streaming for today. See you all tomorrow. And never forget my motto, we all suck toes.